throughout history, wars have often been sparked by territorial disputes, political conflicts, and ideological clashes. But what if a war one capable of global destruction was nearly ignited by something far more modern? A hacker sitting behind a computer. This is a true story of a digital age incident that nearly escalated into a catastrophe, an event that proved just how fragile global stability can be in the face of cyber warfare. To understand how a single hacker almost plunged the world into chaos, we must go back to the 1980s, a time of heightened tensions between the United States and the Soviet Union. This period, known as the Cold War, saw both superpowers locked in a dangerous game of espionage, nuclear deterrence, and constant suspicion. Any sudden, unexplained activity in military systems had the potential to be interpreted as an act of aggression, and both nations had their fingers on the nuclear trigger. Enter a young German hacker named Markus Hess. Hess was not a political agent or a military operative. He was a skilled programmer with an insatiable curiosity and a penchant for exploring the unseen corners of digital systems. But what began as a personal challenge quickly escalated into something far more dangerous. With limited oversight on cybersecurity, Hess discovered vulnerabilities in US military networks, systems that controlled nuclear operations, intelligence communications, and defense protocols. By exploiting weak passwords and unsecured entry points, Hess managed to penetrate the ARPANET, a precursor to the modern Internet, which was used by the Pentagon and other government agencies. His intrusion granted him access to classified military documents, nuclear strategy files, and sensitive intelligence reports. But what made this even more alarming was that Hess was not acting alone. He was selling this information to the Soviet KGB. From an outsider's perspective, it seemed like a sophisticated Cold War-era cyber espionage operation. But in reality, Hess was simply a hacker looking for financial gain, unaware that his actions were setting the stage for a potential global conflict. The information he provided to the Soviets contained details on US military strategies, missile defense systems, and troop movements. If misinterpreted, these files could have led Soviet military officials to believe that an American attack was imminent, potentially prompting a preemptive strike. What made this situation even more precarious was the concept of mutually assured destruction MAD. Both the US and the Soviet Union were operating under the belief that any nuclear attack would lead to an equal or greater retaliation, effectively ensuring the annihilation of both nations. In such a high-stakes environment, even the slightest misunderstanding or false intelligence report could trigger the unthinkable. The turning point in this cyber espionage saga came when an American security analyst named Clifford Stoll noticed something unusual. Stoll was working as a systems administrator at Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory when he detected an accounting error of just 75 cents. While this discrepancy seemed insignificant, Stoll was determined to trace its origins. His investigation led him down a rabbit hole of unauthorized logins, foreign IP addresses, and compromised military systems. As Stoll meticulously followed the hacker's digital footprints, he realized that someone had been siphoning classified information directly from US military networks. The deeper he dug, the clearer it became that this was no ordinary hacker. It was someone with the ability to access some of the most sensitive data in the world. Stoll worked tirelessly with US intelligence agencies, setting up digital traps and tracking Hess's activities across global networks. The breakthrough came when Stoll managed to pinpoint Hess's location in West Germany. Working with German authorities, the US helped coordinate an operation to apprehend him. In 1987, Markus Hess was arrested, and his cyber espionage activities were brought to an end. The information he had stolen had already made its way to Soviet intelligence, but the crisis was averted before it could lead to a catastrophic escalation. Had Hess's actions gone undetected, the Soviets could have easily misinterpreted the data as an indication of an impending nuclear strike, prompting them to retaliate preemptively. A misunderstanding at such a level could have led to the rapid launch of nuclear missiles, resulting in the deaths of millions and the devastation of the planet. Hess was later convicted of espionage-related charges, but the greater takeaway from this incident was the vulnerability of global security in the digital age. It was a stark reminder that wars would no longer be fought only on the battlefield, but in cyberspace where a single hacker, operating thousands of miles away, could have the power to disrupt entire nations. Since then, cybersecurity has become a top priority for governments around the world. The lessons learned from the Marcus Hess case paved the way for stronger digital defenses, international cybercrime laws, and the development of specialized intelligence agencies focused on cyber threats. The incident also underscored the importance of vigilance, how even the smallest anomaly, such as a 75-cent accounting error, could be the key to preventing a global catastrophe. Today, cyber warfare is more advanced and sophisticated than ever before. State-sponsored hackers, criminal organizations, and rogue actors continue to probe and attack government networks, financial institutions, and critical infrastructure. The case of Marcus Hess serves as a cautionary tale, a chilling reminder that the wrong keystroke, in the wrong hands, could still have world-altering consequences. As technology continues to evolve, the threat of cyber-induced global conflict remains a reality. The future of warfare may not be determined by tanks and missiles, but by lines of code and digital intrusions. And if history has taught us anything, it's that even the most seemingly insignificant digital attack has the potential to reshape the course of the world. The hacker who almost started World War III might have been caught. But the question remains, how close are we to the next great cyber conflict? And will we be ready when it comes?